War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to... Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the now High Chancellor Adam Sutler. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
Inspector, you're almost through.
Last night, I sought to end that silence. Last night, I destroyed the Old Bailey to remind this country of what it has forgotten. More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. His hope was to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if you've seen nothing, if the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me 1 year from tonight, outside the gates of Parliament, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgotten.
It's amazing, look at the transformation. Look what we came from, we've been so patient. Placed in these mazes, trapped in these cages, but we've escaped it, now we've invaded. Yeah, just look at our faces. I said look at our faces. Take off your mask, look at your faces. Look at the passion, look at the bravery. No one's afraid, look what we've created. Look what they did to us, see what they made us. Look at the way we embrace the pain of each other. Brothers and sisters, we made it. And look what it's taken. Courageous, nothing can break us. Look at our strength, our minds, our souls, they just can't contain us. Yeah, look at the lines that we crossed, all the times that we fought, all the lives that we lost. At what price it would cost for the crimes of a thought. Look how far that we've come. This goes beyond all the guns, from the scars and the blood to the stars and the sun. When our hearts are strung, we all are one. You must believe how strong that you are. When it gets too hard, never forget who you are. Never forget who you are. Never forget who you are. And just remember how far we've come to get where we are. Never forget who you are. Never forget who you are. And just remember how far we've come to get where we are. We are the ones we've come. There's no turning back. You won't see us run. We're open to trust. Hope you put hope in us, because we're here only to love. Don't ever say we never fought for you. Some think it's impossible, but we do what we gotta do. V for Vendetta, I'm flicking the dominoes. Yeah, it's a get where we are.